Thank you. Well, he's been one of Donald Trump's biggest supporters since the very beginning, and he even helped the president-elect bring one of his campaign rallies to San Diego.
Papa Doug Manchester is one of San Diego's top businessmen, and he joins us now to talk about what he hopes to see in Donald Trump's leadership over the next 100 days. Welcome.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
Now, you have been close to many presidents, starting with Ronald Reagan, both Presidents Bush, and Donald Trump. But the relationship with Donald Trump is a little bit closer. Could you tell us a little bit about that? And how surprised were you, if at all, on election night when he won?
Well, first of all, this is the first day of the rest of our life, and we have to live it like it's a Super Bowl, only without any timeouts or any instant replays. And I am so excited to be here with the McKinnon family to talk to you about this, because this is historic. And I was there on election night, and everybody, in fact, obviously, if you looked at what was happening over on the other side with Hillary and the huge party that she was about ready to break the glass ceiling and do all of this. So everybody, in fact, had written off Donald Trump. But here we have the first true capitalist in the history of our country to become president of the United States. And I couldn't be more proud of him, and I couldn't be more excited for our country.
As a developer, you and Donald Trump have a lot in common. Tell us when the two of you first met, and what kind of person is Donald Trump when the cameras are off?
He's gregarious. He is a person that, in fact, is all life. He's no filter. Sometimes it's gotten him into trouble. But the bottom line is the fact that he's, in my opinion, I think he's the smartest guy I know, and I think he's got the biggest heart. And that's what drew me to early support of him.
Let's talk about the first 100 days and the expectations. Of course, everybody, it's always been the economy stupid, as they say. He's known as a deal maker. What do you expect him to do that will impact the economy from the get-go?
Well, first of all, if he follows through, which I know he's going to, on all of his campaign pledges, this is a historic turn for our entire country. And he can sum up all of the trade deals and all of the other things with two words, and that is good deal. It's got to be a good deal for America. It's got to be a good deal for the other countries to make it work. And when I say a good deal, he's also talking about the U.S. taxpayer, less regulations, less taxes. He's going to, in fact, have a humongous amount of money that's going to be spent on infrastructure. I mean, he's the first one that says, you know, our airports, our railroads, our highways and everything else are certainly not up to the caliber that they should be. And so that's going to create huge amounts of employment here in America. And, of course, he's going to stop the illegal immigration. And are we going to have 50 different countries within this, the 50 states? Or are we going to, in fact, have federal law prevail? This situation where the Chicago mayor says not coming into my city to, in fact, get criminals out is absolutely wrong. And so I think he's going to have a lot to say about that.
What will a Trump presidency mean for, say, for instance, in terms of the military here in San Diego and in terms of our own economy here?
Huge. Because he is really, one of his priorities is obviously to bring America back to its greatness with regards to military supremacy. And obviously that bodes really well for San Diego and our military background here. It's disappointing to see all of the protests that are taking place, and it makes me ill when I talk about, you know, professors and endorsing people going out on the streets and demonstrating. And it also, you know, this news media really needs to look at that very carefully, and also has to look at what happened the first time in history. A sitting president went out at taxpayer expense and flew Air Force One around the country, basically trying to, in fact, have Hillary Clinton elected so it would preserve his legacy, whatever legacy that is. I don't think it's much. So you're obviously talking to a very biased person here who was very excited and took part in a historic evening, and I was very pleased to be a part of that.
Immigration was a big part of the campaign. Donald Trump, President-elect Trump, has said that priority is building the wall bordering Mexico. You've said in the past that you're optimistic that that will actually happen. What impact would that have on San Diego's economy?
I think that it'll help San Diego's economy because we're going to get legal workers in here instead of illegal workers. And the bottom line is the fact that if you're a country, you have to have borders. We do not. We have a porous border. The Border Patrol people down there are fit to be tied. That's the reason why they, in fact, endorsed Donald Trump as our president-elect. Mm-hmm. So I'm very excited about the fact that we will have secure borders.
We heard just a short time ago from the Associated Press that retired General Flynn will be the next National Security Advisor. What's your take on that?
I'm excited about that. He is a terrific patriot of our country.
Let's finish by asking you about a big change. You're one of the top builders in the country. Of course, you were responsible for much of the landscape in San Diego, and you've just acquired a new building, Mr. A's, I understand. You'll be moving your Manchester headquarters there?
Yes, we will, in 2 weeks, as a matter of fact. And we're excited about it. Mr. Alicio and his family did a tremendous amount of good for San Diego, and we hope to follow and to honor his heritage of that building and make it even better than it is. And we're excited about being involved with the building, and we, in fact, will be moving in it within 2 weeks.
All right. One last question real quick. The inauguration coming up in January. You're going to be there.
Absolutely.
What's on your agenda, and how close will you be to the president-elect?
Well, I consider myself a friend of Donald Trump's, and my wife has become good friends with Ivanka Trump, and so and myself as Don Jr. So how close can you be? I don't know, but the bottom line is the fact I consider them friends, and I'm very, very, very pleased that he is the president-elect.
Yeah, great.
Papa
good
Doug
to see
Manchester,
you.
yes, thanks for coming in.
Thank you, and thanks for the McKinnon family and all they do for San Diego.
You bet.